Kirsten, the Problem Solving Teacher and Teachers Pay Teachers author. So today I am going to give you a tutorial on how I create YouTube videos using iMovie. I keep it plain, I keep it simple. I am not a super flashy person with this because it is new to me, so if you are someone who is looking for the basics, you are in the right place. So one of the things that I do before I record a YouTube video is I make sure I have an outline of what I'm going to say. So my outlines, they are not super neat, they are not super organized, they are not detailed. It's just to give me a point so that as I'm talking to you, I don't get lost in my own thoughts or my own tangents. Or if I do get a little bit lost, then I can go right back to where I wanted to and stay on track. So an outline is key when you are doing a YouTube video. It does not need to be detailed, but you should have a basic idea of what you're going to talk about. The second thing that is really helpful when you are recording is to try to have good lighting. So there are people on YouTube who buy ring lights and other fancy lighting products. I honestly just am by a window that has pretty good light. So my lighting's not the best. Maybe someday I will upgrade and make sure that I have a better light for you, but good light, decent light can usually come by just making sure that you record in the middle of the day. It's a little bit gray outside my window today, but usually if there's decent sunlight, it helps with the video, and that's enough. The next thing that I usually do is after I've actually recorded this is I will take my outline and I'll make show notes. So I kind of fill in the things that I talked about for my video, and I fill that in and I put that up for you. Well, I will put it up for you on my website. So I have a toddler. I'm usually listening or watching things kind of on the go. So if there's something that I want to go back, it's really helpful for show notes for me. So it's one of the things that I try to do for my viewers. The next thing that I do is I make sure that I just started last night actually. I wrote up descriptions for all of my videos. So I have several videos that I've been kind of recording as I go, as I learn, and now I've written a short little meta description, so like a couple of sentences for each video. You need to have a description to put up on YouTube, so as people are searching, they can be like, hey, do I even want to listen to this? And the description should kind of draw them in. So you want to have a good description. In your description, you want to have any links. So like most of mine are just going to have links to my website with the show notes so that people can check those out. And this is what I really wanted to focus on with you today, is I wanted to focus on editing. So I have been recording videos since the beginning of January, even a little bit earlier than that. But since January, I've been recording one YouTube video every week, just talking about the things that I'm doing and learning and the goals that I've been setting and how I'm trying to grow my business. So I am going to be showing you all how to edit a video. So to record this, I am using Loom. It's an awesome application because it has me right there. You can see my computer screen, but because I am still using the free version, because this is all new, I'm kind of in that starting mode, it's going to be done in some chunks. So you'll be able to see what I'm doing, you'll be able to see my screen as I go, but if there seems like there's an awkward break, I apologize ahead of time because it is going to be all just because of the application I'm using, and it has a time limit. So every 5 minutes I have to start a new video. And then I'll have to edit those together through the process that I'm showing you. All right, so just so that this isn't an awkward break, I'm going to pause right here, and then I'm going to start a second Loom so that I can show you all about editing. Okay, so here is where I'm going to show you how I actually go through and edit my videos. So I am still at the beginning of YouTube, so I simply use iMovie. This video is actually one that I currently am just trying to figure out what's on some of my old recordings because I've been recording for a while, but I haven't tried to edit and put anything up on YouTube yet. So that's been my focus for this month. Okay, so to start my videos, I simply start with my logo. So it can be a little bit tricky to get your logo inserted into your iMovie. Um, so I tried to drag and drop and that doesn't work. I don't know why, it seems silly, but you have to kind of go a little bit more of a complicated route. My logo is already in here, so I'm just going to show you with something else that's in the same folder. So you go to File, Import Media, and it will bring up a nice, usual like Finder window, and you can go into whatever you need to. For me, in my OneDrive is my TpT store, and in my TpT store is my content, and in that I have a folder that is just like my logo, my terms, my brand, anything that has to do with, something that I use on a regular basis for many different files for my business. So here's my logo. I would import that. However, it's already in iMovie, so it won't come through. So I import, and then there it is. So now I can put it in regularly. However, mine was already in there, so I don't need to. So you can see that it's here. I have it for 4 seconds up on my screen. So if I want to put this in, I can add it. Oh, it added it at the end. That's not what I wanted. So I will drag it to the beginning of this. And it's there for 4 seconds. I think this is the one I just added. It could be that it's the one that shows at the end. But 4 seconds seems to be a good amount of time for it to show. It's not too long, but it's long enough that people can read it, and it has been working pretty well. I thought it looked pretty good. So it will play for 4 seconds. Then I have this empty circle. So the person who created my logo for me is my sister. She does a little bit of graphic design work. So when I told her that I was starting TpT and that I needed a brand and I showed her what I created, she was like, let me make you something that looks a little bit better. So she did that. So I also asked her to just give me the empty circle because it's still part of my brand, and it allows me to put anything I want in it. So my terms of use pages are actually in that same circle. So within the circle here, I always have a title. Okay, whatever I'm gonna put as my title, I put it there, and it works out pretty good. Now, obviously, I have to change my title every time. This is just one of the default ones because, again, this is a free program. So there are several here. I personally liked this one. I liked the 2 lines. I get to have by using this title, I have 2 different fonts that are part of my brand, and I can use both of those fonts that way, and 2 different colors that are, the focus of my brand, and I can put them in that way. So that is the title that I have here. When I go to edit my title, I click the T, and then I can change it to YouTube tutorial. Now, the only thing that's unfortunate about this is it doesn't leave me a lot of options for how I want this to look like. I can't add a 3rd line. I have to stick to what they gave me. This shows for 3.5 seconds. Again, you just kind of have to watch it over and over again and see what works for you. The other thing that I have at the beginning and end of each video is just a little bit of music. So it took a little searching, but my husband was helping me kind of set up this formula for videos, and we just found some royalty-free music, and he listened to some and he was like, oh, I think this one's pretty good, and I listened to it and I was like, yeah, that's fine. So we just pulled in some royalty-free music. It plays during the title, during the beginning. Now, At the beginning of every video, I say, "Hi, I'm Kirsten, the problem solving teacher." And then immediately on my screen, as I say that, I have this title. So this shows for 4 seconds, so it starts just a little bit after I say hello, and you can see that I'm using, well, I have my, might be able to see, I have my colors and my fonts right there in that little title. Again, I just went to the text here and I picked one that I liked. Now for my Loom videos, when I'm giving you guys a tutorial, I use this one because it leaves the circle where I kind of start off in the corner free, and it lets me put my name in my description. I still change it to my fonts, but it lets me make sure that you guys can see me using Loom. And then the rest of the time, I decided I really like the line in between. I like that it kind of breaks it up. And I like that it's in that bottom right-hand corner. So maybe it's underneath my little circle right now. But I just used the one, oh, there it is. Yeah, it was under a circle. So I just changed that one to me. So you just kind of want to insert what you need. So I always listen to the full video to make sure that there's nothing that crazy that I need to edit out. But most of the time I am able to do my recordings in one sitting. And if there's some mistakes here and there, that's okay. I'm human, and people can see that I'm a real person and not a crazy YouTuber who is just perfect. So I listen to the whole thing and make sure that it works, it's okay, I get my point across, and you know, it kind of flows. I did do one video where I gave a recipe for a sensory bin. You can see I've done some toddler sensory bin work for my toddler. And because I gave a recipe, we got the text to show the recipe so that people, if they were like busy or they couldn't hear it the one time that I said it, that they could write it down and be able to do it from there. So that is also something that should go in the show notes, something like a recipe, something where people might want to go and look it up later on. So just keep that in mind. Show notes can be, I mean, you could even include it in the description, but they can be super helpful and convenient for people. Now, at the end of every video, I have my circle, and it says, "Thanks for watching," links in the description below. And so people can, it kind of reminds people to go take a look. And then I just have my logo again, and the same music again to kind of play out. Now, one thing that you want to remember at the end of your videos is you likely want to say, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, kind of ask your viewers to take those actions because it will help you grow on YouTube if they do. So that is just kind of the basics of how to throw it together in iMovie. I have a couple of more tips for you of things that I've learned while recording. So one thing is down here in this right here, iMovie will kind of stretch out the video so that you can see all of the different clips. It can help you to pinpoint where you want to snip video and cut it shorter. So if you're like, oh, this is taking me forever just to scroll back and forth, you can make it smaller so that you can see like the whole thing really quick, right? Like that's much quicker than it just was when I was scrolling. Or if you want to get really specific on where you want to cut it, you can make it longer so that you can really zone into the exact spot. I had said before that I start every video by saying, "Hi, I'm Kirsten, the problem solving teacher." Before I do that when I record, I sit and I smile at the camera and I count to 5. 1, 2, 3, really slow, because I'm the one who's hitting record. So like I have this awkward reaching motion. So to make sure that it starts with, hopefully without a weird looking face, I just count to 5 before I actually start talking. So I hit record, I count to 5, and then I start talking. Then in my video, I find that point where I'm saying hello, and I go to modify, split clip, and then I can delete that awkward like reach around, am I in screen, can everybody see me, and I can delete that awkwardness right out of the video, no problem. The other thing I want to show you is, so I have in here now, I have YouTube videos. Oh, did it? Okay. So I have my original videos. So I have recorded YouTube videos two ways. One is on Loom using this process. And when I do that, it saves to my computer. And I also record, when I was pregnant, I wanted a fancy camera. So my husband got me this fancy camera. It needs a better lens to really do like everything we want it to, but it is better than my iPhone. So we have been using this to record YouTube videos. I just set it up on a little tripod near a window, and then we upload it to my computer. Now you can see here that when I record, I kind of give a little bit of a description of what the video is. It's not the exact title I'm going to use on YouTube, but like, oh, this is a mess up, but in case I need to like cut things together, I'm going to hold on to it. Oh, I started a Pinterest video, but my battery died. So I know what these are. You can see in all capitals I've written done. So once I've gone through and I've edited, I just rename it and I add done to the end, because that way I know I've already edited that video. It gives me a quick visual when I'm going through being like, okay, I have like 14 videos to edit. And so I wouldn't get lost because they're not in numerical order, they're not in like chronological order. It just gave me a really quick way to be able to see that I did, in fact, make the final cut for YouTube. So writing that done has been a huge key and time saver for me. So I'm not like going through rewatching videos and being like, wait, is that one or is it this one? And it was just really helpful. Now, when I record with my camera, it is super easy to drag and drop a video right in, okay? Like that was so easy to drag and drop that right in. However, when I am recording with my phone, so it automatically, I'm on Apple, so when I record with my iPhone and it automatically uploads to my Mac, it's a little bit trickier to pull in, okay? I have to go to My Media, I go to Photos, and then I go to, you can see it says All Clips. I go to, it's taking forever to load this. I go to Video, so it will just show me the video, so that kind of cuts back on what I have to look at. I select the one I want and it will pull it into my iMovie library, so I can then work with that one. Alright guys, I think that I have shared with you all of the basics of iMovie, so I just have a couple more little hints and tips for you. One that I've mentioned before, and I still haven't tried it, so you probably see me looking down at my messy notes. I've heard people say that putting a post-it note kind of with your outline by your camera can be super awesome because it keeps you looking at your camera, but you also know what you're doing. So I think that tip is so valuable that I'm saying it again. Now, the next part of the process of editing and uploading, I actually haven't done it yet, but I'm still going to tell you about it, is when you upload on your YouTube channel, you do not want every video you have to look the same. So I do not want every video to have the problem-solving teacher, and that's what shows as the thumbnail. So you are going to need to go to Canva, and you are going to need to create a thumbnail that kind of speaks to your video and features you, which sometimes we don't like. So you are going to have to do that. When I go to Canva for these videos, I'm going to create a Pinterest graphic as well as a graphic, a thumbnail for YouTube. Canva is super easy to use and it's free. There are things you can buy, but it is for the most part free and it is awesome. If you don't know how to use Canva, I did a tutorial all about Pinterest and I show you Canva in that, so you can go back and watch that. I'll link it in the show notes. And then once you have your thumbnail and everything's uploaded and your description that you already wrote is uploaded and your show notes are on your website if you have one, all you have to do is hit that publish button. So hopefully this gave you some great ideas on how to work on your YouTube channel and how to kind of get moving in iMovie. I have edited like 14 videos this week, and now I get to edit this one. So hopefully you will see these all up on YouTube by the end of the week or the next week, and have an awesome day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified about my next video coming to you.